So you can just use that pillow, right? Right there, and just work on. Okay? And then if you feel like they're actually moving, you can decrease the amount of movement you're giving, and they can work on it. Okay? Okay. This will help with stimulation, you know, and so very often we think someone's comatose and, oh, this is not going to help at all. But that stimulation, that vestibular input that you might give with just this little bit of head movement can stimulate the person, can arouse, work on that reticular activating system to kind of jumpstart. Okay? So, Dr. Welsh a few weeks ago was showing you all how to work on the occipital release. Is that what you call it? Yeah, okay. So you can do that release and then have that client move through these motions, okay? So if someone has tonic lab, and then I do this, and then I facilitate a flexion, get extension, but just facilitate a flexion, what am I doing when it comes to tonic lab? Remember with tonic lab, when you're lying on your back, you're going into extension.
You're inhibiting the extension?
I'm not necessarily inhibiting the extension. I'm getting her to work on her neck flexors to counteract the extension. So when you know that they've got these problems, these reflexes, you can start right in the bed where you're trying to work on control. You're working on that dissociation of body parts, because what does a reflex do? A reflex causes you to work in a stereotypical way. It gets all of these different joints and muscle groups to work in one particular way. But here, when you're doing this here, where you're causing that occipital release, and then, okay. And so what I'm doing here is I'm really not even working on that movement. With just my fingertips, I'm just giving pressure in a certain direction, and she's moving her head. Okay? So right in there, you know, whether it's a comatose stage or whatever, obtunded stage, whatever process they are in, a stage they are in, you can start facilitating these movements. Okay? So the first thing that we're going to do is tonic lab. So we've said tonic lab, lying in supine is not the best position for them. If you do have them in supine, because there's only so much you could do in side lying for 3 months, right? Because every 2 hours you've got to reposition them, and supine just gives you one more way of positioning someone, right? So if you put a very small pillow, you're going to see more of that extension and that opening of the mouth. But if you put a pillow and get more of that neck flexion, a bigger pillow and a bit more of that neck flexion, you're really going against what tonic lab does in terms of pulling them back. Okay? So what could you do with the knees? Yeah, just for flexion, yeah. So really it's not a rocket science or anything. You know what tonic lab does. You're just going to work on breaking up that tonic lab so that it's not reinforced. Okay? So now in terms of transfers, let me get you.
So if you're doing this, like giving the flexion, like we were here, how often would you do that? Would you leave them in that position for a little while and then go back?
You would leave them, but there is no cookbook approach as to how long you're going to do it. Mm-hmm. You kind of do it depending on the time you had and how the client is responding. You could train family members to do it.